Hello folks, it's Friday. I am going to record a little Gravit presentation for you as promised, and we will look at what we looked at in class today, specifically tracing another image. So I am in Gravit here. I am going to open from computer to find that image that I selected earlier, which was this dog here. So when I click open, that dog should open up as well. So it's kind of a long image. It's created a very long artboard. I want to narrow that down a little bit, crop it if you will. What I am going to do is click over here where we see pages. I'm just going to click this selection that says multi-page mode. So that actually is an easy way to just resize this page. So I'm going to bring this in as if I were cropping a photo. I'm going to bring that in, and then I'm going to click this again, slide it back where it was, and I will be left with just my cropped image here. Alright, so next we want to find our freehand tool. So again, that's up at the top under the pen tool. I want to make sure that I have this black border. The fill will be here initially. We'll remove that as we start drawing. And if it helps, you could add an additional layer over your image to try to keep your paths separated. I am going to lock this image, the image of the dog. I'm just going to lock that in place. And then we can always toggle the visibility as we need to, as we begin drawing. So with the freehand tool, again up at the top, freehand tool selected, I'm going to zoom in. And I'm just going to begin to trace over parts of the image that I want to capture. So I'm taking this raster image, this JPEG, turning it into a piece of vectored artwork. So you see this created a white fill. So I'm going to go over here to the right, and I'm just going to remove that fill. I just want that border. All right, and I'm going to keep drawing. Fill remains gone. So I'm going to keep drawing. Remember, if you're planning to add color to your piece of art in the future, I would want to keep in mind that I would need to close some of these paths. I'm not going to worry about that right now since we're just doing a lined trace of this animal. We're not going to get into too many details. So I'm going to go around the eye. Not worried about all the strands of fur at the moment, just the main features. You notice how Gravit does a pretty decent job of smoothing out our lines here. So as you get closer to the end of a path, let me undo that and show you again, you will see that your line becomes red or pink. When you see that, that means that that path will close and you will have an object, a circular object in this case. All right, I'm going to do this tongue. It's a little off. Remember, if something is a little off, I can always hold D to temporarily switch to my sub-select tool, or I can come over here, choose my sub-select tool. With this tool, I can manipulate these anchor points. So if I needed to change this line, if I needed to adjust the curve here, I can make some fine-tuned adjustments to this thing. Okay, so let's go back to the freehand tool. Continue drawing. Take your time with this. Again, I'm not looking right now, I'm not looking to get all of the fine details, just the main information from the image. You could do this, I'm using the pencil tool. You could do this with the pen tool as well, if you're more comfortable with that. That's a little trickier to use. We've practiced with it just a bit. Continue drawing from that line. Whoop, let's close that. Remember, this could be a good way to incorporate something into your logo or into your design, whatever it is you're making. All right, so again, at any point, let's see, we could hide this original image, see what we have, make adjustments, redraw lines if we need to. Now let's say we wanted to add some color here. So let's say I want to make this piece black, so that part around our dog's eye. I could now select it. So now I'm with this black pointer tool, number V. I'm going to add a fill. Now what's happened is it's covered up what we've drawn underneath. So I do need to either add color to that or bring those things forward. So let's try this. Let's add a white fill to this. See where it is. Okay, that looks pretty good. So it's as easy as pushing this little plus sign to add fill and then choosing the color that you want. So I'm going to do the same thing here with the nose. Oh, don't want a second border. Okay, and then I'm going to make these portions here white. So a simple sketch, a simple vector design. We could take this thing now and create a symbol out of it. So if I want to do that, I'm going to go to the top. Right here, it says create symbol. I'm going to name it dog. Click OK. And all of those paths we've just created will be now contained within this symbol here. So I could treat this as any shape or object now. I could resize it. I could make it bigger, make it smaller, make copies, add other colors. Any adjustments I want to do to this, I'm free to do. All right, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message in My Learning and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a nice weekend.